the first week, despite her strange success with Mama Aduni, Diana's beautiful office remained mostly empty. The traders of Rainbow Market watched her suspiciously from a distance, their survival instinct still warning them against trusting any Ejo collector. Diana wasn't discouraged. She knew the real power she carried. Every morning, she would sit at her polished desk, counting money and organizing papers where passing traders could see her. She wanted them to observe her handling cash, to plant seeds of curiosity in their cautious minds. "Look at that woman," Mama Kemi whispered to Mama Fola as they passed Diana's shop. "Sitting there like a queen, counting money. Where did she get all that cash from?" "Probably her own money that she's using to deceive people," Mama Fola replied. But her eyes lingered on the neat stacks of crisp naira notes visible through the glass door. By the second week, Diana decided it was time to take her business directly to the customers. She put on her professional uniform, a crisp white shirt with Diana Daily Collection, your prosperity partner, embroidered in gold thread. She carried her expensive leather bag, a golden pen that caught the sunlight, and a thick ledger book that looked official and trustworthy. Before leaving her office, she carefully placed another tiny amount of the dark powder under her tongue. The tingling sensation told her the magic was active. Her first target was Mama Fola, who sold Ankara fabrics from a small store near the market entrance. "Good morning, Mama Fola." Diana's voice rang out like sweet music, impossible to ignore. Mama Fola looked up from her sewing machine, her mouth already opening to deliver the harsh rejection she had been rehearsing for days. But when Diana's voice reached her ears, something strange happened. The angry words she had prepared simply evaporated. "Good morning," she heard herself saying instead, her voice sounding oddly flat. "What a beautiful collection of fabrics you have," Diana said, stepping closer. "The colors are so vibrant. The quality is so fine. You clearly have excellent taste, Mama. No wonder customers love shopping here." Despite herself, Mama Fola found herself smiling with pride. "Thank you. I do try to stock only the best materials. I can tell. A successful businesswoman like you must be making good profits. Tell me, how do you manage your daily earnings? Do you have a savings plan?" The question should have triggered alarm bells. Any mention of savings should have sent Mama Fola into a rage about Gloria and broken promises. Instead, she found herself answering honestly. "Well, I used to save small amounts daily, for my daughter's wedding and shop expansion. But after that, Gloria trouble." She trailed off, looking confused about why she was sharing such personal information with a stranger. "Ah, you keep your money at home now?" Diana's voice carried a note of genuine concern that seemed to bypass Mama Fola's rational mind. "Sister, that's so dangerous in these times. House fires, armed robbers, floods during rainy season. So many things can go wrong. Plus, money kept at home just sits there doing nothing. It doesn't grow or multiply." Mama Fola found herself nodding. Every word Diana said made perfect, undeniable sense. "But we've had terrible experiences with Ejo people," she said weakly, the words feeling hollow even as she spoke them. "Sister Fola," Diana leaned in slightly, her voice dropping to an intimate conspiratorial tone. "Tell me honestly, if one doctor killed his patient through carelessness, would you never visit any hospital again? If one mechanic damaged your car, would you never service any vehicle again?" "No, of course not, but..." "Exactly. You would find a good doctor, a reliable mechanic. The same principle applies here. One person's evil doesn't make everyone in that profession bad." The logic was flawless, inescapable. Mama Fola felt her resistance crumbling like a house built on sand. Look, Diana continued, pulling out her impressive ledger. I understand your fear completely. So let's start very small. Give me just 500 naira daily for 30 days. That's 15,000 naira total. If I don't return your complete money exactly when promised, you can call the police on me and have me arrested for theft. Before Mama Fola fully understood what was happening, she found herself reaching for her purse. The supernatural power in Diana's voice made the proposal sound not just reasonable, but wise. Just, just 500 naira daily? She asked, as if in a trance. Just 500 naira, and Sister Fola. Diana's voice took on an almost prophetic quality. Let me tell you something amazing. People who save with me always find their businesses improving dramatically. It's like the money carries special blessings. 10 minutes later, Mama Fola had signed Diana's ledger and handed over her first 500 naira. As Diana walked away with a grateful smile, Mama Fola stood staring at her receipt, wondering what supernatural force had just convinced her to do the one thing she had sworn never to do again. Diana's next stop was Baba Sule, who sold expensive lace materials from a corner store. Baba Sule, she called out cheerfully. Good morning, sir. The old man looked up suspiciously, ready to chase away another Ijaw person. But Diana's voice hit him like a warm wave, immediately softening his defenses. I've been watching your business, Diana continued, her voice weaving its spell. You have such beautiful lace materials. Your customers must trust your judgment completely. Baba Sule found himself puffing up with pride instead of anger. Well, yes, I've been in this business for 20 years. People know I sell only quality goods. It shows in your success. Tell me, with such a thriving business, how do you plan for expansion? Do you save regularly for new stock and opportunities? Within 15 minutes, Baba Sule had agreed to save 1,000 naira daily for 6 months, convinced that Diana was the answer to his business growth prayers. By noon, Diana had visited 12 shops. By evening, she had signed up 28 customers. Word began spreading through Rainbow Market like wildfire. Did you hear? Mama Foleke is saving money with that Diana woman. Baba Sule too. He gave her 1,000 naira today. Even Mama Patience signed up for daily contributions. The next day brought even more success. Diana, Mama Ngozi called out as she approached the jewelry store. I've been thinking about what you said yesterday about making money work harder. I want to save 800 naira daily, and I also need a 50,000 naira loan to buy new stock. Of course, Mama Ngozi, Diana replied with her enchanting smile. Your jewelry business has such potential for growth. This loan will multiply your profits within months. Within 2 weeks, Diana's office was packed from morning till evening. People queued outside to make deposits, apply for loans, and sign up for various savings plans. She hired 3 assistants to help with the overwhelming demand and rented additional space to accommodate all the customers. But the most miraculous thing was what happened to her customers' businesses. 3 weeks after starting with Diana, Mama Fola could hardly believe what was happening to her business. Mama Kemi, she called out excitedly to her friend. Come and see something amazing. Mama Kemi reluctantly approached, still suspicious about the whole Diana situation. What is it now? You remember this expensive Swiss lace that I couldn't sell for 8 months? Mama Fola held up a beautiful gold and cream fabric. The one I was thinking of using for my own wrapper because no customer wanted it. Yes, the one you said was cursed because nobody even looked at it twice. Yesterday morning, 3 different women fought over it. Fought. I had to hold an auction right here in my store. Sold it for triple the original price. Mama Kemi's eyes widened in disbelief. You're not serious. I swear on my mother's grave. And that's not even the best part. My sewing machine that breaks down every other week has been working perfectly since I started saving with Diana. Plus, customers are coming from markets I've never seen them from before. Alaba Market, Balogun Market, even some women from Victoria Island. Mama Kemi stared at the evidence before her eyes. Mama Fola's store was indeed bustling with customers, and the woman looked more prosperous than she had in years. It might just be coincidence, Mama Kemi muttered, but her voice lacked conviction. Coincidence? Mama Sani appeared, overhearing the conversation. Listen to this. That George wrapper I bought last year that nobody wanted for 12 months. Yesterday, 4 different customers wanted to buy it. 4! I ended up selling it for 5 times what I paid because they were bidding against each other. More traders joined the conversation, each with their own amazing testimony. My frozen fish business is booming, announced Mama Patience. That old freezer that used to trip the electricity every day, since I started saving with Diana, it's been working like brand new. I'm selling twice as much as before. My button and zipper sales have doubled. Added Baba Ahmed. People are buying in bulk now, not just single pieces like before. The lace materials that were going out of fashion are suddenly trending again, said another trader. Word spread through Rainbow Market like wildfire. Every single person who had started saving with Diana or taking loans from her was experiencing unprecedented business success. The pattern was undeniable and miraculous. Shops that used to be empty were now packed with customers. Goods that had been collecting dust for months were selling in hours. Old equipment was working like new. Even the weather seemed to cooperate. When other parts of Lagos had heavy rains that drove customers away, Rainbow Market remained mysteriously dry and busy. The queue at Diana's office grew longer each day. Diana, please, I want to save 2,000 naira daily, begged one trader who had initially been skeptical. I need a 100,000 naira loan to buy more goods before Christmas season, requested another. My friend in Onitsha market heard about you. She wants to come from Anambra State just to save money with you, announced a customer. Diana expanded again, opening smaller branch offices in 3 neighboring markets. She bought a brand new Toyota Camry, not flashy, but reliable and professional looking. She moved from a small hotel to a beautiful apartment in a middle-class area of Lagos, furnished it elegantly, but not ostentatiously. Everything she did was calculated to build trust and demonstrate success without triggering envy or suspicion. But the most important part of Diana's routine happened late at night in the privacy of her bedroom, hidden deep in her bedroom wardrobe, wrapped in black cloth, sat the ancient calabash. Every morning before work, Diana would place a tiny amount of the dark powder under her tongue, and every night she would stare at the calabash and remember the native doctor's instructions. For the first 3 months, Diana was religious about her obligations. On the first day of each month, she would go to different parts of Lagos, motor parks, busy markets, street corners, collecting the dirtiest, most worn naira notes she could find. She would approach taxi drivers, bus conductors, street food vendors, and small traders, exchanging their old crumpled notes for new ones, claiming she needed the old money for a special project. Money that has touched many hands, she would whisper as she sorted the notes by denomination. Money that has passed through the pockets of students, laborers, market women, beggars, rich people, poor people. Money that carries the dreams, hopes, and destinies of everyone who has held it. On the first night of each month, She would unwrap the calabash with trembling hands. Even after months of doing this ritual, the sight of it still frightened her. In the darkness of her bedroom, lit only by candlelight, the carved symbols on its surface seemed to move and shift like living things. Carefully, she would place the 7 denominations of dirty money into the calabash, crumpled 1,000 naira notes, torn 500 naira notes, faded 200 naira notes, stained 100 naira notes, 150 naira notes, dirty 20 naira notes, and ancient 10 naira notes that looked like they had been in circulation since the currency was first printed. Each time she completed this ritual, she could feel her power growing stronger. Her voice became more persuasive, her success more dramatic, and her customers' businesses prospered even more remarkably. The supernatural system was working perfectly. The calabash was feeding on the destinies of everyone whose hands had touched that old money, and those harvested destinies were being transferred to Diana and her customers. But success and wealth have a way of making people careless. As Diana's business empire grew, her days became packed with meetings, property inspections, branch office management, and expansion planning. She bought land, opened new locations, hired more staff, and began planning to expand to other states. The monthly ritual that had once been the most important appointment in her calendar began to feel like an inconvenient interruption to her busy schedule. "I'll do it tomorrow," she started telling herself when the first of the month arrived. "I'm too busy with this major expansion deal. I'll do it next week when things calm down. Let me finish opening the Ibadan branch first. Then I'll take care of the calabash." Month 4 passed. The calabash remained empty and hungry. Month 5 passed. Still nothing. Month 6 passed. Diana had completely forgotten her monthly obligation, too intoxicated by wealth and success to remember the source of her power. She had no idea that in the spiritual realm, something ancient and malevolent was stirring with hunger, rage, and the desire for revenge against the ungrateful human who had dared to break their covenant. The curse was coming for Diana, and it would be more terrible than anything she could imagine. It was exactly 3:33 a.m. on a Tuesday night when Diana's world began to crumble. She found herself standing in a place that shouldn't exist, back in the forest shrine where she had made her deal with darkness. But everything was wrong. The air crackled with malevolent energy that made her skin crawl, and shadows moved independently of their sources, reaching toward her like grasping fingers. The native doctor sat on her usual stool, but this time her 3 eyes blazed with fury that seemed to set the very air on fire. Her black teeth were bared in a snarl that revealed they had grown longer and sharper, like the fangs of a wild animal. "Ungrateful child!" The woman's voice boomed like thunder, shaking the shrine's foundations and making Diana's bones vibrate with terror. "Wise mother, please let me explain." Diana tried to speak, but her voice came out as barely a whisper. "Silence!" The woman's scream was so loud that Diana felt her eardrums might burst. "I gave you everything. Wealth beyond your wildest dreams. Power over the minds of every person you meet. Success that others can only imagine in their sleep." The shrine began spinning around Diana like a nightmare carnival ride. She fell to her knees, terror consuming every cell in her body. "I made everyone trust you," the woman continued, her voice rising to inhuman levels. "I made their businesses flourish so they would keep bringing you money. I harvested the destinies of hundreds of people and channeled their luck, their prosperity, their success directly to you." Images flashed around Diana, all her customers' faces, their happy expressions when their businesses started booming, their grateful words when they deposited money with her. Look at them, the woman hissed, gesturing at the spinning images. Look at all those beautiful souls whose luck I stole for you. Their destinies, their dreams, their futures. I fed them all to your success. I'm sorry, I forgot. I was busy building the business. Busy! The woman's laughter was like breaking glass mixed with screaming demons. Busy enjoying the riches I gave you while you starved me of what was rightfully mine. The native doctor stood up, and as she did, her appearance began to change. Her already terrifying features became monstrous. Her fingernails grew into razor-sharp claws that dripped with dark liquid. Her three eyes became pools of fire that seemed to look directly into Diana's soul. You had one simple task, she roared. Feed me the destinies. Bring me the old money that carries people's luck and dreams. But for 3 months, you have given me nothing. I can fix this. I can start again tomorrow. I have money saved. Too late! The woman's scream seemed to tear holes in reality itself. The covenant is broken. You have shown me that you care more about your comfort than our agreement. The monster that the native doctor had become raised her clawed hands toward the spinning ceiling of the shrine. Since you have forgotten me, I will remind you of my power, she declared. Your customers will turn against you. Their prosperity will become disaster. Their trust will become hatred. Their businesses will crumble. Please, wise mother, give me another chance. And you, the woman pointed one clawed finger directly at Diana's heart. You will feel pain that no doctor can diagnose. You will have nightmares that leave real wounds. You will lose everything I gave you and more. Diana felt something dark and terrible enter her body through her left leg, spreading like spiritual poison through her bones and muscles. This pain will grow worse every day until you remember your place. The woman cackled. Every step will be agony. Every night will be torment. And everyone whose destiny you helped me steal will suffer for your greed. The shrine began to collapse around them, but the native doctor's voice grew even louder. Watch everything fall apart. Watch your customers lose everything. Watch their children suffer. Watch their marriages break. Watch their dreams turn to nightmares. And know that you are responsible for every tear they shed. Diana tried to scream, but no sound came out. The pain in her leg was so intense, she couldn't even breathe. Run if you want, the monster laughed. Hide if you can, but you cannot escape what you have brought upon yourself and everyone connected to you. Diana jolted awake in her luxurious bed, screaming at the top of her lungs. Her sheets were completely soaked with cold sweat, and her heart was beating so fast she thought it might explode from her chest. But the worst part wasn't the terror or the racing pulse. It was the pain in her left leg. The agony was unlike anything she had ever experienced. It felt like someone was driving red-hot nails through her bones while simultaneously setting her nerves on fire. The pain was so intense that she couldn't even move without screaming. Diana dragged herself across the bedroom floor to her wardrobe, where the calabash waited in its black cloth wrapping. With trembling hands, she unwrapped it and reached for the envelope, where she kept old naira notes for the monthly ritual. But as her fingers touched the calabash, a pain so sharp and devastating shot through her entire body that she collapsed on the floor, writhing in agony and crying like a baby. It was too late. The covenant was broken. The spiritual contract was void, and the consequences had already begun. Outside her bedroom window, dawn was breaking over Lagos, and in Rainbow Market, the supernatural prosperity that had blessed Diana's customers for months was about to reverse into supernatural disaster. The curse was coming for all of them, and Diana was completely powerless to stop it. The first sign that something was terribly wrong came exactly 7 days after Diana's nightmare. Mama Fola arrived at Rainbow Market early, excited to serve the customers who had been flocking to her store for months. But when she reached her shop, she found the security gate hanging off its hinges and everything inside completely gone. "Thieves! Thieves!" she screamed, running around her empty stall in disbelief. "Everything is gone. 25 years of business, finished in one night." Other traders came running from all directions, but what they discovered defied all logic. The thieves had somehow managed to steal heavy bolts of fabric, industrial sewing machines, even the ceiling fan, and fluorescent lights, all without anyone in the densely packed market hearing a single sound. "How is this possible?" Baba Sule asked, examining the crime scene with growing confusion. "This kind of theft would need a big truck and many hours of work. How could nobody hear anything? We have night security guards." "The security guards say they saw nothing, heard nothing," reported another trader who had spoken to them. It's like the thieves were invisible spirits. But Mama Foleke's catastrophe was just the beginning. That same morning, Mama Sani's lace shop caught fire under mysterious circumstances. The fire started in broad daylight while she was inside serving customers, and it spread so quickly that she barely escaped with her life. "My goods! My entire life savings!" she wailed as neighbors helped pour water on the flames. "Everything I worked 30 years to build, gone in 30 minutes. By the end of the week, 7 more businesses had suffered inexplicable disasters. Freezers that had worked perfectly for decades suddenly exploded without warning. Shops flooded despite there being no broken pipes or roof leaks. Expensive fabrics developed mysterious stains overnight that no amount of cleaning could remove, and every single victim was a Diana customer. The realization hit Rainbow Market like a thunderbolt during an emergency meeting in the market square. "Wait," said Mama Kemi slowly, looking around at the gathered traders. "All these disasters, every single one is happening to people who saved money with Diana or borrowed loans from her." "You're absolutely right," Baba Sule exclaimed, his eyes wide with dawning horror. "Mama Fola, Diana customer. Mama Sani, Diana customer. Mama Patience, whose freezer exploded, Diana customer." "And all of us started having problems at exactly the same time," Mama Patience added, her voice shaking with fear. 7 days ago, everything began falling apart for everyone connected to that woman. The crowd murmured as the impossible truth settled over them like a dark cloud. "That woman has done something evil to us," someone whispered. "She's not natural," another voice added. "How else can you explain it? Our businesses were growing when we started with her. Now they're all being destroyed together." "It's like she cursed us," said a third person. But their troubles were far from over. Within days, the disasters multiplied and intensified in ways that seemed designed to cause maximum suffering. Mama Ngozi's jewelry shop was burglarized 4 times in 1 week, each theft more devastating than the last. Baba Ahmed's son, who was supposed to start university with money saved through Diana, was mysteriously expelled from secondary school for a crime everyone knew he didn't commit. Mama Patience's daughter fell down perfectly safe stairs and broke her leg so badly she needed surgery the family couldn't afford. Even worse, people kept desperately needing their money back all at once. "Diana, I need my savings right now," Mama Fola demanded, limping into Diana's office with her leg in a cast from yet another unexplained accident. "My shop is destroyed, my daughter's wedding is next month, and I have absolutely nothing left." Diana, who was also limping and looking terrible from her own supernatural torment, tried to maintain her professional composure, but the magical substance under her tongue had lost all its power. If anything, her voice now seemed to irritate people rather than charm them. Mama Folake, please be patient with me, she pleaded. I need just a little time to collect some of the loans I gave out. Patient. Mama Fola's voice rose to a shriek that could be heard 3 shops away. Patient for what? You promised my money would be ready whenever I needed it. My daughter's wedding is in 3 weeks, and I have nothing. Before Diana could respond, more customers began crowding into the office, each carrying their own tale of disaster and desperate need. Diana, armed robbers broke into my house last night and stole everything. I need my savings to survive. My son is in the hospital. The doctors say he needs emergency surgery before tonight, or he will die. Where is my money? My shop roof collapsed from a small windstorm. I need money to rebuild immediately. Flood destroyed all my goods, even though it barely rained. Give me my savings now. Diana looked around the packed office in growing panic. She had loaned out most of their savings to other customers, confident that the supernatural prosperity would ensure quick repayment. But now those customers were also experiencing disasters and couldn't repay their loans. Please, everyone, just give me 2 more weeks, Diana begged, but her voice sounded weak and desperate instead of authoritative. 2 more weeks. Mama Sani stepped forward, her face twisted with rage. My warehouse burned down yesterday. My son's school fees deadline is tomorrow. I don't have 2 more weeks. My daughter needs surgery money today, shouted another customer. My rent is due in 3 days, or I'll be homeless, cried a third person. The crowd's anger reached a boiling point. These were people who had trusted Diana with their life savings, their dreams, their children's futures. Now they faced complete ruin, and their supposed savior was asking for more time while they suffered. You know what I think? Baba Musa said slowly, his voice carrying a dangerous calm that made everyone turn to look at him. I think we've seen this movie before. What do you mean? Someone asked. Sweet-talking Ijaw woman comes to our market, makes impossible promises about keeping our money safe, using some kind of trick to make our businesses boom, so we trust her with everything. Then when disaster strikes, she starts asking for time while we lose everything. The terrible realization hung in the air like a death sentence. She's going to run away with her money, Mama Patience whispered, just like Gloria did. No, Diana protested desperately, but her voice cracked with fear and guilt. I'm not Gloria. I'm not running anywhere. I just need time to collect the money people owe me so I can pay you back. Time! The entire crowd roared in unison. We don't have time. That night, Diana was forced to sell her beloved Toyota Camry to raise emergency money for the most desperate cases. But the amount she got wasn't even a drop in the ocean of debt she faced. And every night, the nightmares grew worse, more vivid, and more physically damaging.